Today we are going to discuss some of the DAX functions in Power BI. So when we see the data right here, if you see like any data, let me show that. If you see in modeling page, if you see the new column and new measure, in Power BI we have called as two types of calculations. One is called as column level calculation, one is called as measure level calculation. So let me explain like what happened when we created a column. So when we created a column, it will it will create a separate column in the database itself. In the sense, in the Power BI itself, if you see that, I'm just passing different name here. So I'm just keeping as a category conventions. So I'm just keeping category value. Now if you see that the column is created is here, so it will pick the memory from here. Whenever the data refresh or anything, this will also get the data refresh. So but the measure is right, when we created a measure, it won't store that any column or something like that. It will create on flow mechanism. So I'm just creating, sorry. So now if you created this measure, it won't create like any separate column. It will not store like any in-memory functionality here. If you created a column only, it will create the separate memory, and it will, whatever the column we created, it will burden from the RAM also. Okay, but few cases we need to create some of the calculated columns measures. Few of the functions will work only measures, few of the functions will work only calculated column. Let me explain the DAX syntax. So I'm just creating a measure. So I will tell you that what is the DAX function uses. So here I'm just writing one of the simple DAX. Let me take that measure. I will explain like individually what is the use of these functions and everything. So here I am trying to do that. So sum of sales. Okay. So here I am just taking sum of sales, and I am using this one is called as total sales. So I am just copying this calculation. So here individually the what is the use of this one? Here the first one indicates measure name. This one indicates measure name. This one indicates measure name. Sorry. So I am just counting as a first. Okay, here I am just counting as a first. So this will indicate measure name. And if you talk about the second one, this will indicate this will indicate the aggregation. Like whether we can use like any sum function or min function, max function, like different aggregations we can use here. And the third one indicates table name. This third one indicates table name. And this fourth one indicates column name. If these conditions will execute, then only the statement got. One second, how to clear this one? Yeah. So whenever the statement is executed, then only we will get that measure is like executed. If you see that the total sales, if this is called executed, right? If you see that, and wherever that, if I, for example, if I remove that any one of the close bracket, and you can see that the measure got, there is a caution symbol, then it indicates here also you can indicate the which one is the error. Okay. Like this in Tableau also we have like a different of calculations, right? Like arithmetic operations, logical operations. Similar kind of functions also is available here to create that DAX functions. And one of the take, I'm just taking like one more example. Like we have a called as ABS, right? In Tableau also we have a called as ABS. ABS of absolute, this indicates it will remove the sign aggregation, right? I'm just creating the ABS and just here whatever the chart indicates 1, 2, 3, this we call it as a card. So let me add this card. Now this indicates it's something like we can show that KPS kind of thing or big value kind of thing. The absolute indicates it will remove the sign aggregation from the whatever the data we are providing, right? That we indicate it will remove the sign functions. And similar way for the removing sign functions also we have a called as sign. There is a called as sign. Sign of I'm just providing. If the negative value, then it will indicate -1. If the positive value, it will indicate 1. So now if you see the sign value -10, it will indicate like -1. If it is 1, if it is 10, then it will indicate to a positive value. And we have a called as rand function. Rand means random function. It will pick the value from 0 to 1. So rand, just providing the enter, it will pick the random value. So for example, it's showing now. When I entered again one more time, it will pick different value. Let me try that another one. So here if you see that rand function, and we in the random functions we have two types of rand functions. Like now see that again the value got changed in the previous 0.60, now it is called as 0. It will randomly pick from the 0 to 1 value. There is a call as rand between. So this will indicates like 1 to 5. For example, I am indicates 1 to 10. It will pick the value from 1 to 10, any value. Like it will pick like any one of the value if you provide like these things. And similar way we have a call as round functions. You know round functions, right? Round indicates whatever the tableau functions, similar kind of functions here, only few of the statements cost change. So rank up I am providing that 9.9898. So I am just providing the decimal 2. Then it will indicates 9.99. See that if I provide like one decimal, then it will go for like 10, like this. Similar way we have called as length functions, length of the character. Length of I'm just providing Power BI. Then it will indicate the 7 of the. If I use in between space, it will count like one more value. And similarly, we have like string functions. String functions in Tableau, I remember that char of like 32 or ASCII of 1. Similar kind of also here, there is a called as Unicode. Unicode or Unichar. So let's first take the Unicode. Let me take the Unicode. So I'm taking Unicode of, I'm just example capital A. It will indicate the 65. In Tableau also we are using ASCII of A or char of A. Like this we can use that. And the small a indicates like I mean day before yesterday, like I show you, right, the coloring or any shapes we can use that Unicode like this. Like this we can use Unicode. And there is a call as Unichar. The difference between Unichar and Unicode is Unicode in the brackets we are indicating the string, but Unichar we need to provide the number or anything, then it will provide the result is a string. But Unicode result will be in a number format, but the Unichar will be result in the string format. And we have a call as concatenate. Concatenate means it will combine the two values. I'm just providing the random value a comma b. It will indicate here. Now see that. So for example here I'm just showing the simple region and the ship mode. So here what I am trying to do that, let me change this format. Here what I am trying to do that, I am just using concatenation of I'm in between. I want to do go for like any space kind of thing, right? I can use like also. So here there is a two conditions, okay? But here, if I want to use like multiple condition in the same statement, I want the command of this also. So what we are trying to do that on top of this aggregation, again I am just closing the brackets. Before closing this one more concatenate functions we need to create that, like comma here before closing comma and the double quotation C. Then it will command the three values. Like here we can write a new statement to combine these two values. So calculate. So if you see that here it's asking only text, not for like any specific field or. So I'm just using the category. Comma. I'm just using the ship mode. So here see that the calculation got changed. End input was reached. So I'm just removing one more closer bracket. So here we are using the calculated function. Right? The calculated function, we need to provide any measure statement on the ending. So I'm just removing the calculated function. Still that. So here I opened 1, 2, 1. I think somewhere the problem is there. I think. The end input was reached. So or else right we can directly use like under conditions to create that instead of the concatenation, right? We can use directly. somewhere the syntax got mismatched. Okay, let me try this one. So whatever the column I created, so here I'm just using the AND condition and I'm taking that ship mode. Now I'm using this condition. Now you can see that two conditions are happened. And let me try that concatenate. Concatenate of. Sometimes the measure won't take the particular values. So I'm just for the comment, right? 1 second, the battery got down. For the comments, you need to use the 2 minus. So concatenate, comma, and I'm using the ship mode. So now see that here the two concatenation happened. Now I am trying to use the concatenate of one more thing like comma. So before that I need to use that one more concatenate. Now if I am using that category, I am taking region. Let me take the region. Now see that the combination happened for even region also it will come under the. If you want to use in between those, right, that we call it as like combined values. So here and instead of the concatenate we can use the AND function also to create that one. So here what I am trying to do that, and I am providing that space. Again and in between I am just passing the space. Now see that here you will get that one space between the future and elevated tracks. Like this we can create like different similar way we have a called as rank right functions and left functions. Okay, so I am taking the right function. Let me try this one. Here only I can take that. So whatever the calculation I am putting as comments, and if you want to go for the next step we need to press shift and enter, then only it will go for the next step. I am just using left function and I am just using left of region and I am just passing 1. We need to provide the number of characters like. So now when I press that, now see that I just selected from 1. So it will from the left of 1. I am just using the 3. Left. Similar way we have called as right function. See that? So right of 1, right of 2 like this. And similarly we have called as mid also. Mid indicates, I'm just providing the mid function. What are the value? See here it's showing the 3. Why it is not taking? We need to provide the mid function. Mid means like minimum argument is 3. But here this mid indicates it will pick the text value. Okay, so I'm using the region, and starting position. Okay, and if once the zoom is disconnected, can you please rejoin that? And we need to provide the end position also. I'm just providing the end position is 4. So my position in between, it will come that value, start position and end position. See that I'm just counting the 1 till 4. If I want to use like 3, it will come under the 3. Similar way, we have a called as trim functions. Trim functions, it will remove that spaces from the particular string. So trim off, I'm just using region. It will remove that spaces from the particular region itself. And here there is a called as blank also. In Tableau we have a called as null. Here we call it as a blank. Okay. So whatever the value is, we need to showcase that we need to use like blank. There is a called as blank function. Let me remove this. See that we have a called as blank function. So this will indicate everything will be a blank. So for example here, so if region equal to central, then I make it as a 1, string 1, or else I am just passing a blank. See that like this. And similarly we have called as uppercase and lowercase. So upper of, I'm just using the region, it will indicate caps letter. And we have called as lower. Okay, and similarly we have called as search. Like this, there is a called as search. I'm just using the region, comma, whatever the text we are passing, right? For example, I'm just identifying whether C is there or not. So I'm just closing this one. It will just search the value. One second, I think the syntax got changed. 1 second. So I'm just searching. Okay, the here we need to provide the starting position. I'm just starting position as like whoa. Let me try that one. And I'm just providing the Microsoft, and I'm just providing the starting position. Try this whether this will work or not. Because if the syntax like it will not match with the value, see that the Microsoft uh, the O is coming under the fifth position. Let me try this here instead of this one, whether we call it as a region or not. Yeah. Now I am just passing this where the O is there or not in particular region. See that it will pick only for the text, not for like any specific column or anything. So here I am just
Yeah.
passing that string kind of thing. Now you can see that where the small o indicates, it's almost like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It picked the starting letter of the O.
Yeah, maybe case,
Yes.
not case issue.
Yeah, here in Tableau, right? I just want in Tableau, zero, small O and capital O indicates two strings. But here, what happened? It will pick like only one value. It's a K insensitive.
Yeah. So like in Tableau, do we have any free window here where we can get all categories of these functions?
Free window in the sense.
When you open a calculation field in the right hand side, right, you will get free window.
Yeah, but here, whatever the function we are writing, right? For example, I'm just writing that sum. When you
Uh,
use a sum, you can see that in the top itself. You can see that the particular
mhm.
value. For example, here I'm just using the if statement. Now see that the syntax will be in the top.
It's like similar to Excel, right? Excel also suggests you the
Yes,
same.
yes,
But what
yes.
I'm asking is, can we get the all consolidated functions somewhere in this application, or we need to look
I
outside?
think we can look into the outside, not for this one. I think.
Okay, okay,
Let me check
okay.
that here the option is there or not. Maybe in
Mm,
help page, I think it will go like another window. I think.
mhm. Yeah, maybe it's fine. We may
Yeah,
continue, but we'll
it will go for like
explore
another
that.
window. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, anyway, it is suggesting you
Yeah.
based on your right. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and also if you notice on the date, some of the date functions, I will show you that. Because of most of the like things like DAX is like very big thing or not. Because whatever the calculations we did it in Tableau, right? Similar kind of functions only here we are doing, not like major
Yeah,
things. Because most of the things like some people think like DAX is like very complex.
yeah.
So let me take the some of the DAX functions. Only the function is same, but the syntax of the writing is some little bit different only. So here we have a call as date. So I'm using the date function. So I'm just creating the date. Now you can see that I'm just adding this CA. Now see that the dates are coming. What is the date here? Similar way we have called as month, quarter, like this. And whatever the Tableau function, right, same thing only here we have it. And here, and similar kind of hour, min, today, now, those functions are same. Weekday, week number. So here few functions are added like so can you please rejoin that? Similarly, I'm just taking the today function, and today indicates it will pick the today data. I'm not sure that why. Let me try this. So it will pick like today date. And we have a called as end of the month. There is a function called as evo month. So this will indicate last day of the month. So I'm using that order date. So it will get like okay. Let me take this today. Now see that it will pick that end of the month. One second. Somewhere. So I'm just passing here today of -1. Now you can see that like end of the month is like 31st, right? I'm just providing that one. So if I use 0, the end of month indicates 31st one. So here whatever the value we are providing, adding 1 month. For example, -1 indicates see that it will indicate the month of the -1 indicates now the current month is like 10th, right? Like similar we have called as date difference function also. We can use like date difference like I am using the order date. Comma, I'm just using the max of order date. So here we need to provide the interval like whether it is like 1 or 2 or whether it is day or min or month or like this, we need to provide the interval. See max of the month here it will pick the value. So instead of that I'm just counting the today. Here I'm just counting the min of the value. Min of the month and I'm just counting the max of the month. See that like January now based upon the data it will pick the value. See that I think March is the year. And if you want to use the year, I think the data itself like overall 15 year, I think. Only the 2015. So instead of that, I'm just taking the today date. Let me see that. See that. See that I think maximum 7 years from 2015 to this year. And if you use month, it will pick that overall month, I think. Similar kind of same functions, only whatever the Tableau we have, similar kind of functions. I think remaining functions I will explain tomorrow session, because I have 4 o'clock at meeting. Yeah, any doubts on this today's session?
No problem. All are straightforward, similar to our
Yeah,
tablet.
yeah. Only few cases, only like YTD, those are different here. Like some of the functions, like most of the functions are similar. Like we are using LODs, right? That kind of functions are different here.
Okay.
Yeah, that I will explain tomorrow session.
Okay. So is the concept name, is there a name for the concept, or we need to utilize available functions only to achieve LOD types of
Yeah, yeah.
tab?
To achieve the functions, like we have called as some all except and all selected functions in Tableau. Based upon that, we can
Okay.
achieve that. For example, if we have a fixed value in Tableau,
Yeah.
fixed LOD, here we can use like all selected, like this we can. It's not like exactly LOD in Power BI.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.